Now, for more on this, though, we are joined by Catherine Kuzminski. She's a senior fellow and senior fellow and military veterans and society program director at the Center for a New American Security, or CNAS. So thank you for joining us. I'm sorry for mangling your title, but good morning.
Thanks for having me.
So let me ask you about this. Be all you can be. It's coming back. Why do you think that would appeal to Gen Z?
Well, there's a couple of factors. So when we look at who was recruited over the last 20 years, it was mostly millennials, and they were motivated by financial incentives. And so you saw a lot of ads that were targeted towards the benefits of military service, the VA home loan, the GI Bill, financial stability, and the ability to build skills that you could then take to the private sector. When we look at Gen Z, they're really motivated by a sense of mission and purpose. They want to work for an organization that shares their values, and they want to have a lot of experiences within the same employer, and the military really offers that. So I think this shift to the new ad campaign really targets some of that, what makes military service unique as opposed to what some of the financial benefits are.
Okay, so that is why this ad campaign might appeal to Gen Z, but what about the Army does not appeal to Gen Z? Why is it tough to get these younger folks to enlist?
For a large reason is that they're just not exposed to individuals who served in the military. So, for millennials, a lot of them have someone in their family who had served in the military, perhaps during the draft era. But because the military community is so small, a lot of members of Gen Z have never actually met someone who served. And then there's also the reality that the COVID pandemic kept a lot of Gen Z high schoolers from making big life decisions. We also see college enrollment was down after a couple of years of remote learning. And so I think that's on its way back.
So is the Army having issues with readiness then? Because if they can't recruit, if they can't hit their recruitment goals, does that mean they don't have enough troops to go around and staff these bases we have all around the world?
It certainly puts that at risk. So as the services think about their recruiting targets, it's really tied to requirements that the military has. This last year, the 25,000 shortage certainly is concerning if that trend doesn't improve over the next couple of years.
And my final question to you, 71% is the number we're giving people of young people that are unfit to serve. The Pentagon thinks it might be higher, closer to 77%. So about 3/4 of young people, due to drug use or other standards for physical and mental health, are unable to serve. So let me ask you, how helpful is a new marketing campaign or a new old marketing campaign if the folks that you're recruiting can't actually serve?
So what we've seen historically is that that rate is actually fairly consistent. Those who are eligible has been low. What has been a real change is those who have a propensity to serve or who are interested in serving. And so what the services can do is build that community of individuals who are interested in serving and then get to the numbers that they need who are qualified within that community. The concerning pattern that we've seen is that only about 9% of American youth are even interested in military service. And of course, those individuals have to be qualified to meet the standards.
Wow, that is shocking to me that it's not even a generational thing. 70% of folks are not qualified to be in the Army across generations. Wow. Catherine Kuzminski, thank you very much for making us smart on that one.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.